What is up, podcast community? My name is Cam King. Welcome to Three Questions Podcast. This is episode 11. I want to thank everybody for listening to this podcast. I know it has been off to a really good start. I know a lot of people are downloading it. A lot of people are submitting questions, and I hope you find this podcast to be informative. As I've mentioned previous in the last episodes, I do have a sponsor, and I will record their intro, their ad. It'll be a 30-second ad. I want to support businesses. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. I want to support entrepreneurs. I want to support people who are looking to better their lives, their business, their ideas, and are making work of that. So I've made a very affordable advertising platform. It will be of companies that I support, companies that I admire, and that will be on the next episode. I also want to thank everybody for just in general being you and being supportive, being open to growth, being open to new ideas, being open to becoming a little bit better, being open to being vulnerable. I think a lot of the things and people and guests that I have talked to and have spoken to about coming onto this podcast, they want to share their stories. They want to be vulnerable. They want to be heard, and they want to help other people learn and grow, which I think is such a part of being a human being. Is you want to learn skills, you want to acquire skills, you want to be able to do things that enable and help other people to grow and learn. We all learn, we all experience different things at different levels, at different ages. I am a full believer in that nothing in this life is linear, except the fact that you will grow up, except the fact that you will have the opportunities to learn, to share, to evolve. And I do believe that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience, and our job, part of our job of being on this earth, is to learn to manipulate energy in a positive way to benefit other people, other souls, whatever it is. Okay, enough of me talking on my high horse. As you know, my name's Cam. I run CK Collective, owner, founder of that. Started out as an advertising platform, marketing agency. I help people in two ways. I either do personal consulting sessions, mostly on business, ideas, platform. I view those sessions as really being the dichotomy of an intersection of both your personal and your professional lives. So I offer coaching in hourly sessions. Recommend you do weekly, but you can book as many sessions as you want on the website. You don't pay until you start the sessions. I will send you an invoice after you book. Second way is if you have an established business or you have an idea, CMO for hire. Okay, you pay a one-time price. You can book as many 30-minute meetings as you would like for the life of your business. I will help you with one thing and those things, and texting and WhatsApp is supported on both of those products. Okay. So now episode 11, let's hop into the questions. I'm going to start the timer. Let's go right now. What are the three most underrated but important things I can do to proactively improve my life? Okay. What are the three most underrated but important things I can do to proactively improve my life? I want to focus on one word that you said there, proactive. Okay. And Sam from Massachusetts, thank you for submitting these questions. If you want to be proactive, I would ask you, what are you doing to be proactive right now? So many people, I've talked about some other podcasts. Okay. So many people wake up, and what do? They become reactive by looking at their phone. They shut off their alarm, then they open Instagram, then they swipe for 5-10 minutes. Okay. What if you're sleeping in the same bed as your partner? Why don't you hear your alarm maybe on your wristwatch instead of your phone? Maybe your phone's in the kitchen. Maybe your phone's not, maybe your phone's off. Maybe it's away from being within arm's reach from you, because we all toss and turn at night. Okay. And when you reach over and you grab your phone, you blast your face full of blue light. You're activating your nervous system to start waking up, and then it makes it harder to fall asleep again. Put your phone out of arm's reach, for the love of God. But if you want to start being proactive, stop looking at your phone first thing in the day. Your phone is a reactive tool that shuts off the creativity of your brain. It literally shuts off your ability to think proactively. It puts you on your heel all day, and it makes you react to your phone, your notifications. It gives you a little bit of dopamine first thing in the morning. So now you're hooked on dopamine. So if you really want to be proactive in your life, stop looking at your phone first thing in the morning. That's all I got for you. That is so crucially important, and I cannot resonate with that enough. Okay. Another underrated thing. Holy cow. Cold therapy. 11 minutes of cold therapy a week, whether in the shower or in a ice tub bath, will do you wonders. Okay. It will reset your nervous system. It will de-stress you, and it will allow your body to sort of just let go of a lot of things. I take a 2-minute cold shower every single day at first thing in the morning. Okay. And it reduces my stress. Normally when we wake up, I forget what the actual chemical is called, but there's something that starts building for about the first 30 minutes, 60 minutes, even 90 minutes of the day. And if we allow that to completely get out of our system, okay, that's why introducing caffeine at least an hour to maybe 60 to 90 minutes after you wake up is so beneficial. Because when you wake up, obviously there's various stressors around. If you do not actively flush out all of those things, it's a natural process. And I cannot remember for the life of me what it is. But there's basically stress that accumulates in your body in the first 60 to 90 minutes of the day. And if you add caffeine to that, it increases your anxiety. Okay. And this is something that I don't hear a lot of people talking about, or even that they know of. This is sort of a neuroscience hack. You need to avoid caffeine for the first 60 to 90 minutes. And actually, taking a cold shower, number one, will give you a natural boost of dopamine, which is what you want. Okay. So if you can avoid your phone for the first 60 to 90 minutes of the day, if that's possible, or at least until after you shower. Okay. So avoid your phone, take a cold shower. First thing, at least 2 minutes, freezing cold shower, as cold as it can go. You suck it up and do it. And if you can save caffeine till 60 to 90 minutes until after you wake up, you will set yourself up for success so much better than you think. I think those are 3 completely underrated things. I'm not going to talk about how exercise is a benefit to you in the morning. Everybody knows that. Okay. That's not really underrated or overrated. Like you should exercise in the morning, whether it's stretching. You should also meditate in the morning. Okay. But you should maybe go for a run. All of those things, people know these things intrinsically. They just choose not to do them. Okay. These underrated things, damn. Cold showers, avoiding caffeine for 60 to 90 minutes, and putting your phone away from arm's reach from when you wake up. Stop setting your alarm with your phone. Stop doing it. Don't sleep in the same room as your phone. Put your phone off. Go buy an old school alarm clock off Amazon. Go buy a wristwatch, which I have. Okay. Do these things. They're not overrated. They're not underrated. They will drastically change your life. I promise you. I assure you. Okay. That's all I got for that question. I'm going to hop into question number 2. What are the 3? Oh, excuse me. Question number 2 from Sam from Massachusetts. How do you stop habit loops in your brain that prevent you from doing the things you should be doing? Holy cow. Wow. So here, what we're talking about, I'm going to read the question for you again. How do you stop habit loops in your brain that prevent you from doing the things you should be doing? What this means here is it's talking about the dopamine reward system. The dopamine reward system actively rewards you for doing things that bring you pleasure. Okay. So checking Instagram will give you a dopamine hit. Drinking a little bit of alcohol will give you a little bit of a dopamine hit. All of these things are designed to give you dopamine. And the problem with the dopamine reward system is that if you continuously reward yourself, say you go to plus 100 on the dopamine scale, okay, your brain has to go into the negatives in order to reset at homeostasis, which is 0. Okay. And in the modern day era, our dopamine is so free and abundant in this world that it creates these habit loops of addiction. Okay. And these habit loops of addiction of checking Instagram or Snapchat 150 times a day, even though it rewards us for checking that because we have a new notification or whatever, what happens is your dopamine scale gets blasted. Maybe you're at plus 400 on the dopamine scale. Okay. And now when you are not experiencing dopamine, say you don't check your phone for a while, you start to experience unease, anxiety, even depression, right? You get a little fidgety. You've seen kids that don't have their phone or technology for a long time because they're playing all those games for hours. And what happens when you play all those games for hours, your dopamine spikes and spikes and spikes. Maybe it goes to plus 700. Problem is when they're away from that, now their dopamine scale goes to negative 700. And that's where all the fidgetiness, the tantrums, all of that comes in. The same thing happens to you as an adult human being. We are not different. Our nervous systems are built, and obviously they age and they grow and they mature and they learn, but the process remains the same here. So in order to answer your question, I want to say it this way. The habit loops that you are experiencing is a problem with your reward system. You are rewarding yourself before the work gets done. You should be randomly rewarding yourself after the work gets done. Okay. Eventually, you should try and wean yourself down to the point where doing the work is the reward. It should feel good when you just do the work. You don't need to necessarily set a reward at the end of everything, every single thing. If I ate an ice cream sundae after every single CrossFit workout I did, what's the point? I'm just doing more damage over that. Okay. But maybe, hey, if I hit, 20 CrossFit workouts a month or 16 CrossFit workouts a month, maybe the last day of the month, that last Saturday or Sunday, I'll give myself an ice cream sundae or a cheat day with food. Okay. Maybe that's a random reward that I have. Okay. The problem is these habit loops. You are rewarding yourself too often. You need to do a dopamine detox. And if you don't know what a dopamine detox is, then, please rewind 5 minutes and listen to what I said. But you can also Google that on YouTube. A dopamine detox is something that every single human being should do at least once or twice a year. I'm a huge advocate of doing that. Right now, I'm on a partial dopamine detox. I am trying to cut out several vices from my life. But the problem is your reward system in your brain. You have rewarded yourself too often, and now it is preventing you from doing the things you should be doing because you've already gotten the reward. You've already gotten the reward. Doing the things you should be doing. I wish there was a little bit more clarity about that, but intrinsically the things that you should be doing. You should also understand that motivation doesn't come until 2 minutes after you start any sort of given activity. Okay. I didn't want to go for a run today. I would have rather taken a nap. My buddy wanted to go for a 5-mile run. So what did we do? We went for a 5-mile run. I wasn't feeling it until a couple minutes in. And then I was like, okay, let's do it, right? Your brain takes a while to catch up after you hop on the hamster wheel. And I need you guys to understand that, okay? Action, decisive action, just throwing yourself into doing it, okay? If you stop and you try to think about it before doing it, your brain is naturally going to come up with reasons like, no, it's going to make me uncomfortable. No, I don't want to get sweaty. No, I don't want to have to shower later. No, it might rain outside. No, I'd rather take a nap. Your brain will come up with 1,000 different reasons why you shouldn't do something. So deciding really quick, being like, yep, we're going. I don't care. Not listening to anything that my brain can say. I know that's going to be good for me. Eventually afterwards, it felt great. I had more energy than I did prior to that. I had more energy than if I took a nap. Okay. You have to just focus on being decisive with your actions, not give yourself time to think, stop rewarding yourself too often. That is what is preventing you from doing work in the future. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to jump to question number 3. What is the best way to go about creating a successful career and a brand of yourself? What is the best way to go about creating a successful career and a brand of yourself? Okay, I'm going to answer it this way. And I recently listened to Advanced Energy Anatomy. And in Advanced Energy Anatomy, one of the things that they talk about how you have 3 aspects of your life's work. Okay, the first one is a job, which pays you money for work that you primarily don't like. The second is a career, okay? Something that you find some sort of success in, okay? Third is a vocation, something that you feel called to do. And it doesn't matter about the money because the money will come because you love to do that work, okay? I want to edit your question because the way that you are thinking about going and creating a successful career is not something that is spiritually aligned, probably with what you actually want to do. Many people have successful careers. Many people have jobs. All of us have had a job, whether it's working at McDonald's, whether it's working at some sort of pharmacy, whether it's working as a nurse. That could be a job, that could be a career. But I want to challenge you, and I want to ask each and every single one of you listening to this podcast, what do you think your vocation is? What do you think you were sent to this planet, to this plane, to this time, to this existence, to this medium for? What do you think your vocation is? Is it to help people? How is it to help people? What is it to do? Okay. I want to ask you, and I think you should either journal or meditate on this and really think about this, but a vocation is something that you have been called to do, that you do not care about money, that you would choose to do for free. Okay. I am currently dealing with trying to answer this question for myself. I do not know what my vocation is. I know that I love helping people. I know that I love growing businesses. I know that I love sales and marketing and networking and hearing people's stories and showing people just how fucking strong they can be. Okay. I know I love that. And in terms of a vocation, I do not know what that fully looks like right now. It is CK Collective. Okay. And I truly, truly I love nothing more than seeing other people succeed. Okay. I too want to succeed, but in helping others gain their own success in business and in life and in relationships, that is the greatest feeling on earth. When I see my clients start to make a ton of money, when I see my clients start to experience stress or less stress, when I see them be able to take the vacations that they want, when I see them get the jobs that they want, okay, when I see them having wonderful relationships or getting married or getting engaged, I love that. And it is so selfless for me, and it's so empowering, because that makes me go to the drawing board and say, okay, what else can I learn? How else can I empower these people who are crushing life? I love seeing that. Okay. Intrinsically, I do that because for me, it's totally selfless. Okay. I hope that I too can become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Okay. I want to get married. I want to buy my own house. I want to make a ton of money, but I want to do it the right way. And I feel like by doing it the right way, that will come. Okay. It's doing this day in, day out. It's not doing this because I want success too, or I want to be more successful. It is doing it selflessly and without expectation of any type of reciprocity, if that makes sense. And in terms of having a successful career, I feel like you should take some of those same things. You should want to help other people succeed. You should never be pulling other people down. Having a successful career means having a successful relationship with yourself and with others. I would say, figure out what success looks like for you. Is it being a kind person? Is it having integrity? Is it standing up for others? Is it knowing who you are, or is it just excelling at your job? Because I know a lot of people that are shitty people, but they excel at their jobs or their careers, however you want to position it, but they definitely don't have a quote unquote vocation. And in terms of having a brand of yourself, I'm going to lop this one off the chopping block. You are not a brand. You're a human being. You're a person. Stop falling into the trend of thinking that every person needs to be a brand. You are not a brand. Okay. If you create a marketing company, if you create whatever else, awesome, cool. That's a brand. A product or a service can be a brand. A company can be a brand. But you are a human being. You do not need to be a brand. You are enough. That would be the answer I would give to that. You don't need to make a brand of yourself. Because if you make a brand of yourself, that means you're trying to sell yourself. And why are you trying to sell yourself when you're already enough? Okay. It should be a moot point. Not even up for discussion. I'm not going to go into that anymore. Think about it, marinate on it. I'm all out of time anyway. I love you guys. My name is Cam, this is CK Collective. Please keep submitting questions. I really enjoy answering them. I will be getting more guests on this podcast, and I appreciate you guys listening on YouTube. I appreciate you guys listening on Spotify or wherever podcasts are found. And yeah, go and book some coaching. I am happy to help if you are feeling inspired. If you have a product or a brand, that CMO for hire product, it's awesome. I'm helping a lot of people already. I know that we will continue to grow. I will put together some programs. My first program is going to be a meditation program. It's written out. I just have yet to record it. That may be next weekend. We'll see. We'll see when I have time. It's going to take a few hours to sort of push that one out. So have a great week. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next podcast.